Okay, so we were discussing a couple of commands available in Word. So this is justify. If you select this and when you click justify, it will align both the sides, left and right, both like this. And then you can change the spacing. So this is called line spacing. Now, for example, I can say, okay, 2 lines between the lines. So that means we will have the same spacing in between, right? We have changed the line size, right? And then we can give a shading. Now, for example, let me select this. Let me give a shading, right? So likewise, you can put a shading, something like this. This is called shading. And then you can provide borders. Let's say borders. Yes, this is a border. You can put a border like this. And then you can sort it out. So that also I will show you later on. Let me show you indentation. So indentation means when you select a particular line or paragraph, then you can indent, give a little bit of spacing, right? Sometimes use of tab. So the other one also you can do the same. You can go to left side and you can go to right side. Okay, then you will have numbering, number list. Now, for example, let me copy paste couple of more. Yes, we can take, let's say, a list. So this is called a number list. You can click it. You can change the way you want. Yes, this is called number list. Next, you can have bullet list, bullet library, and you can use bullet lists. This is possible. You can even change to the symbols you want. Right. And then you can change the case. Now, for example, this is we call the different case. Let's say I want to put everything in sentence case. Then let me change this to a lowercase. So everything is low. So let me select this. Let me change case this to uppercase. Everything in uppercase. So this is called change case. Or you can select toggle case, meaning everything is upside down, right? So all these possible in Word. Then we can increase the font size. Font increasing, there are a couple of ways you could do this, right? So increase font. If you take this, if you click this, you can increase. This is one way of doing this. If you want to decrease, then you can use this decrease font. That's possible. Or you just use this font size. Yes, here to change the size. So either you can go to a very large size of font or very small size of font, right? So you can use this as well. Right, then last one is, with this one, last one is the change of the fonts. You can change the shape of a font. Yes, you can use different shapes of the font. So that's called font name, right? So these are the commonly used ones. Right. Okay. So there are a couple of things I actually missed. Now, first of all, let's say subscript like H2O. So how do you type H2O? You just type H2O and then you want to make it 2 is very small. So you select it, you select subscript. Yes. Let's say I want to put 2 to the power 10, you type 210 and then you select 10 and you put superscript. Right. So that is superscript and subscript. Okay, sorting. One thing I miss is sorting. So let me use sorting. Now let's say I have something. Yes. Let's say we want to sort this. You click sort. Yes. Okay. When you click it, now we are getting apple, carrot, and orange. So sorting could be used. You can sort the stuff once you type it. Right. So those are the missed one. Right. And then you can do a lot of other things as well. I actually, before I missed it, let me just put something. Let me use some tab characters. So I have typed multiple things, but we can't see the hidden characters. Now for that, we can use this symbol, show and hide. When you see show and hide, when you click it, so now you will see this represent the enter, and dots represent the spaces, and the arrows represent the tab characters. So this is easier sometimes when you modify the Word documents. Right. Okay, commonly used, then another thing before I forget, the commonly used commands, you can put it here, this place. This is known as quick access toolbar. The common ones, we put it here. So this is save, this is undo, and this is redo, right? So just to explain you what undo and redo, let's say you type something. Let me switch off this. Let's say I'm going to type something and I can undo this. This is undo and this is redo, right? Okay. Then there are sometimes get a lot of information. Now, for example, let's say you work on a text, let's say carrot, and if you need more information, you can go to this place. So this is sometimes we call you need more information related to font. So everything you can see it in a window like this. අපිට ෆොන්ට්ස් වල ෆොන්ට්ස් ගැන පුතේ වැඩි දුර ඕන තොරතුරු අවශ්‍ය නම් අපිට මෙන්න මේ වගේ වින්ඩෝ එකක් ගන්න පුළුවන්. අපි මේකට කියනවා dialog box launcher කියලා. So you can change the font. You can change the font. From here it will display how it look like. You can change the size. You can change the size. Yes, you will see the display. So you can do a lot of things. You can, cross out, double cross outs, superscript, subscript, depend on your requirement, hidden, all caps, small caps, all the changes you can make it here. And you can go to advanced as well, right? So that's everything included here. You can perform many other things related to font. Right. The similar software is used, which we call LibreOffice. I'm actually not going to talk about both of them. So it will actually, make it a little bit more complex. So I'll focus on right. Then few things about the opening and closing. So you can close this document and it will ask whether to save. I say don't save. So to get a new document, usually we will click file new, and blank document, you will get a blank document like this, right? Or else you can, again, let's close it. The shortcut key is Control+N, which is if you press Control and N, you will get the blank document. And when you say Control and W, it will close the document. So likewise, let's say you have a document, Control N, you type something, and let's say you want to save. So there are a couple of ways you can save. So you can click here, File, Save. Yes, that's one way to do this. Or else you can click on this icon, Save. Or you can press Control and S, which will give you the save. Right. So there are two options in save. You can either go for save. Let me go for save. Let me use a different place. I'm going to say this PC. I'm going to go to a different place in the computer. Let me go to desktop. Let me click and create a document called Pahana School. Let me go inside. Let me put the name 1 as to save. Right? If you do this, let me share the whole screen now. You can go to the desktop and then inside the folder you have created, you can see there is this document. So the document properties, you can see properties, and this will show you that you have created a Word document. The extension is docx, right? Okay, so let's get to Word again. So let me change something. And if you click save again, it will save in the same name. But let's say I'm going to select file and save as. I'm going to go to the same place and then I'm going to rename it as 2. Now what will happen? If you go to the same directory, now you see 2 documents, right? 2 documents. Same document, but 2 versions, right? So this is what it shows you. So you can see the properties, which will tell you 2 is also the same extension. Now there are many other uses in save as. For example, you can use the different extension. Remember extensions we discussed last time? අපි පොතේ කතා කරා මොන හරි ෆයිල් එක සේව් කරද්දී ඒ ෆයිල් එකේ ටයිප් එක අඳුර ගන්න විදිහට සේව් වෙනවා. දැන් අපි කතා කරා Word වලදී නම් .docx කියන එක තමයි සේව්. Let's say I want to use a different document type. You can go here, click. I'm going to change doc. I'm using the same name here, save. And then if you go to the directory, let me go to directory where we have saved the files. So that is in the desktop and the folder we have created. Now you will see 3 files. Now if you look at very carefully, let me show you. So one document is Microsoft Word. There are 2 documents like the same name, but different versions. You can't have same name and same extension. So in this particular case, I can have same name because I have different extensions, right? So this is say 97/2003 document format. There are many others. Now, for example, let me save as, and then let me change the document as plain text. I can just save as a plain text, right? Now, if you go back again to the folder, now this is text file. Yes, it's a text file. You can use Word. So you have different, extensions. Now, if you want to see this, you can even use command line. Just type CMD, you will get a command line. And if you go to desktop, remember we discussed this command line last time, desktop. Pahana School. And if you say dir, now you can see there are a couple of documents here. So first one, doc6, this is the starting version. Then we saved in a with a different version 2.docx. Then we saved as a doc, earlier version of Word, and then finally with text file, right? So I hope now you understand the difference between save and save as. So save will be saved in the same name once you save it in the same name, same document. But save as, you can actually change the name of the document, you can change the type of the document. So make a note of this, is very, very important. Okay, now to close this document, you can say file close, or the shortcut is you can use Control W. So make a note of this one as well. Right, now let's say I want to open document. So one way is file and open. Then you can actually go to the directory that you have selected. So I will go to browse, and then I will, okay, now it will show me. So it's inside this. So these are the documents that I can open. I'm going to open the original one. And so this is the very first documents that I have created. To close it, I can just type, press Control W, it will close it. Now to open use keys, make sure you press Control and O. When you press Control and O, it will ask what to open, and then you can click and open a document. Right. Now another thing is, let's say I want to, okay, let me close this. I'm going to close. Another way to open is like you go to the place and you open it. I'm going to select two Word document. Let me create a password. Now, one way to create a password is you go to File, you go to Save In, if you have it, or you can, let's say, let me see where I should do. So in Windows 2010, you have to go to Tools, General Options, and then you are going to select this, right? So Protect Document, I'm going to click and I'm going to select Encrypt with a password. So it will ask a password. So I will put Pahana as my password. It will re-ask again. I will put Pahana again. So I'm going to save here. Right now you need a password, right? You can close the document, ask it to save, you are safe. Now let's go back to the directory. When you double click one, it will open without any problem. So you don't have any password. But if you want to open, let's say the document 2, it will ask the password. Now you have to type it. So let me say Pahana, correct password, it will open it. So let's make a mistake and see what will happen. So I will just type some characters. It says it's encrypted, right? So that's how we can save a document with a password. Right, now when you open up a document, the very first thing you should do is you prepare the document. When we say preparing a document, you have to think about the size of the document. Now you know that we have different paper sizes. We have A4 sheets, A5 sheets, B4 sheets. Now, for example, when you take your books, they are in B4. So likewise, you have to think about the size of the page. Now, for that, you have to go to layout, right? And then you can check on the size if you want this. Now, when you click this, so you can actually find the size of the document. I told you about the A4, this is the common. So when you click A4, it will change the size. So let me zoom out and show you. So this is A4. Let me put the different size. Let's say letter. It'll be, that it's a little bit, the width is larger compared to A4, right? So if you put A4, it will be, the width will be a little bit small, right? Then another thing that you have to change is the orientation, whether you need it portrait like this one or the landscape. So you can change it to landscape, right? කෙලින් තියෙන එකට අපි කියන portrait කියලා, මේ විදිහට තියෙනවා කියන පුතේ landscape කියලා. If you want to type something, let's say a long table, then you can put it into this format, right? Portrait and landscape. Right. So let me put portrait. And then you can change the margin as well. Margin means the spaces you have around the page, right? So when you just type some document, so let me put in this way. I'm going to create, let me create a full page just to show you like how it looked like. Let me, okay, I'm going to copy this to fill entire page. Okay, now I can do this. You see, we have a margin, right? You can't type everywhere because there will be a margin. So you have some margin. So this is the margin. So you can change it now. Let's say I'm in very narrow margin. You can change it to narrow margin. So that means you can put more information here. Right. Now let's create some paragraphs. So I'm going to just create some paragraphs just to show you like how we prepare a document. Right. So like this. Right now we have a dummy document we have prepared. So let's look at the selection. අපි දන්නා පොතේ අපි මොන හරි දෙයක් කරනකොට word වල ඒක සමහරට බලු තනි වචනයකට පුළුවන්. එහෙම නැත්නම් ඒක අකුරකට පුළුවන්. වචන කිහිපයකට පුළුවන්. sentence එකකට පුළුවන්. row එකකට පුළුවන්. paragraph එකකට පුළුවන්. මුළු document එකට පුළුවන්. කොහොමද මේක කරන්න කියලා බලන්න. So if you want to select a letter, you use mouse to drag. That's the only way, right? Or you need couple of letters. Let's say you need couple of letters. So you drag like this, right? And then let's say you need to word. Let's say I want to select this word. You just double click it. You need to remember. So a letter or a couple of letters, you drag the mouse. A few words, again, dragging. So let's say I want to select 3 words, you drag it like this to select. And sentence, let's say I didn't put a sentence, let's say this is a sentence, then you have to select from start to the end of the sentence. A row, you can just click on the side of it, right? Clicking will select a line. So this will select a line. Paragraph, you can just click thrice, 3 times. You have to click 3 times, which will select paragraph. Yes. So let's say you want to select the entire document. So there's a shortcut, you can press Ctrl and A. So make a note of this. Mulita මතක් කරමු. අකුරු කිහිපයක් නම් mouse එකෙන් drag කරන්න ඕනේ. Word එකක් නම් double click. වචන කිහිපයක් නම් click and drag. Sentence එකත් click and drag. Row එකක් නම් වම් පැත්ත අරගෙන you can use click it. Paragraph, you have to click 3 times. To select the whole document, then you have to say Control A. Remember that when you say Control A, that could be a couple of pages. Let me put, create couple of pages. Let's say this is my pages. If you select Control A, it will select whole document, right? Make a note of that. So this is methods of selection. You have to remember this, right? Right, now let's look at in more detail. So I'm going to close this, Control W. I'm not going to save this. Let me start a new one. Right, now I have discussed simple formatting, spacing also I have discussed. And then the bulleting and numbering, I think I should discuss a little bit more in detail. I have not discussed very detailed. Now, let's say we have 1, 2, and 3, right? So let me copy paste couple of times. Yes, this is just to create couple of lists. So there are two types of list. Actually, you can have nested list, mixes, or multi-level list as well. The first one you can have a simply when you click it, you get bulleted list. But that bullet, you can change it later on by clicking this and you selecting whatever you want, right? And further, you can actually go any further as well. For example, if you go here and define a new number format, you can select different font as well, right? So this is possible with this different way to represent this. This is, with this one, I have to select, define new bullet. It could be even a picture of font. Let me use symbol. So you can use various symbols you want. Yes, this is possible. This is called bulleted list. Then we can also have numbered list. Normally when you click it, you get 1, 2, 3. But you can change it to different letters if you want, or Roman numerals if you want. This is the way you can use. Right. Then you can also have multi-level lists. That means you can have several levels. So let me use this multi-level. Yes, let me put it in this format. The right now is like this. But let's say I'm going to put these two inside this. When you use tab, you have some level. And then within that, let's say I have another one. Right? This is called multi-level. So you can change the way you want to have multi-level. Let's say you want to put it like this. You will take it differently. And let's say something like this. This is what we call multi-level lists. Right. Others, I think I have discussed in more detail, so I'm not going to spend time on this. Yes, the next one is you can put a lot of graphics as well. Now for that, I will take a new document. Right. So in this particular case, I'm going to go to Insert tab. So you can insert many things. Now, for example, you can start different shapes like this. So this is like inserting shapes. So let me use another one, another shape. If you go to format, you can change this. Now, for example, you can change the filling color, right? Or you can no fill, which will like this. You can change the shape. For example, width, I'm going to increase. Then I can change the color. You know, you can do a lot of things with the shapes. So you can try all this. Then you can insert, for example, let's say, let me delete this. You can go to insert, you can insert pictures. Let's see, I have any pictures. Unfortunately, I have no pictures, it seems. But I can go to internet and find online pictures. Let's say I want something for birthday. So you get this image, you can insert it like this. Right. Again, pictures, you can do a lot of things. Now in this picture, I can give a frame like this. You can give a frame. Yes. Different shapes. Yes. So then you can change colors. If you go to colors, you can change the color black and white. Or you can give a different flavor version of the. This is also possible. And then you can have artistic efforts. This is actually new in 365. You can go for different shaping. Yes. So something like this is not possible. It's possible with advanced graphical software, but nowadays it's even possible in Word. The border you can change, you can change the colors. And how are you going to use this? So this is one thing you should know. Right, then we have, let me delete this. You can insert symbols. You can go to insert. You can go to symbol. Let's say sometimes the division is not available in normally. So we say 10 divided by 3. So the division is considered as a symbol. So you don't have this character in the keyboard. And then you can insert other things as well. Now, for example, another symbol, multiplication, you have symbol, not equal. For example, let me say, I can say 5 is not equal to 6. So this is possible. So this is called symbols. Then you can have equations. Yes, let me put some equations. I'm going to say insert new equation. I can say, let's say A, let me say x square. So I will look at how I want to put x. Then I can put 2x square. Then I can put plus b, again x, plus c equals 0. So you can actually put, there are a lot of ways you can actually make equations. So nice equation you can put. Right. Then you can insert tables. Insert tables. So you can decide what you want to inside. And then in the tables, you can do a lot of other things. For example, merge that we have discussed, merging. Or you can split. You can split. You can type a text, and then you can go to layout. You can change the direction of the text. You can alignment. So all these we discussed. And then you can change the size of the cells. This is possible. But let's say you want to redistribute, you can select it, distribute columns. So all these, I think you have done. And another one is header and footer. So sometimes we want to give, when you read a novel, you see there are some headings, and then footer as well. You can put a footer. So the idea this is, when we have multiple page document, you will have the same header and footer. So let me show you like couple of pages. Now you see headers and footers are here. You can insert page numbers. Let's say you go to insert, and then you can put page number. Let's say bottom of page. Let's say at the end. So you see now the numbers are inserted, right? 1, 2, 3, automatically numbered the pages. Right. Okay, so let me start a new one to describe more in Word. So sometimes when we type something, especially newspapers, so let's just assume that I'm going to create a newspaper. Yes. So you will see the characters in columns. So this is also possible. So this is actually single column, we call it. And then you go to layout, and in columns you can decide how many columns you need, right? So this is 2 column. The characters are not enough, so let me increase more. Yes. Now let me select only part of this, and let me go to columns. Let me say 2 columns. So now you'll see this set 40 to 2 columns. Let me change the number of columns to 3. So this is how it look like. Right. Now, when you type it, you can make, let's say this is this is the document. And let me undo this. Okay, so the session will end, and will come after the end of the session.